Today, I want to encourage every single one on the journey of commanding the day midnight prayer and generally the unction of God on this altar. Today, I had appointments to see certain people and two different pastors. One is in Abuja here, one came from the south of the country. The first one I met, he said, I want to appreciate you. He is a pastor in ministry. He's in ministry for about 15 years or so. He doesn't submit to this ministry, but he's a pastor in this same town. And he came and he said, just to let you know, the impact of your ministry, he said, I have been following you for 22 years. Following since his university days. He said, I preached a message, or I think Utah Live in Canaan land. He was in the University of Ife, and that tape went around the campus from person to person. And he has followed since then. Now he pastors. He said one of the members of his church brought a clip where there was a prophetic word that there was going to be a plane crash, but is averted, and the plane crash was going to be due to a bird strike. And this woman, a member of his church, was crying. And he said, Pastor, just to let you know that this prophecy saved my life. I was inside the plane that had the bird strike, and I could not die. Another member of his church. Now, this pastor is not submitting to this ministry. Of his church said, see this clip. This pastor, during the midnight prayer, mentioned my first name and middle name and described everything about me. And now, he has intervention. And that pastor said, Pastor, I want to let you know that you are a covering, not just over Dunamis, but you are covering. The mantle is covering people that you have not seen, you don't know. People outside of Dunamis. You are covering an entire generation of people you don't know. Many are not members of your church or the church you pastor. I was touched. If ever a pastor, a minister of the gospel, has any encouragement by the labor you labor, it is by hearing a person says this kind of thing. Another pastor in the same city who is not under this commission, he said, you are a covering for us, not just for Dunamis Church. Are you following what I'm saying here today? The second person that came from the south. He said, as if they plan, and they don't know each other. He said, my wife and my children, that is another pastor of another ministry. My wife and my children are permanently on the midnight prayer. They don't miss it. With testimonies. He said the prophetic declarations you have made has affected his family twice or thrice with accuracy of declaration. He said, Pastor, your impact is beyond the people you see. Say there are many people you don't see who are beneficiaries of what you represent, what you do. Hallelujah. Twice today. And I'm saying this to encourage everyone connected here. You are not wasting your time. We are not wasting our time. And he said something very funny. He said, you know, God gave you many visions that are working. He said, you know, many things you do. Many people attempt to do it. And then after a month or two, it lacked the ability of continuity. He said they should have asked you, how did you receive it? And what are you doing? Hallelujah. Beloved, we are in the days where God's move is spreading on the earth like wildfire. And the power of God that is at work through us and through this altar is stronger than the power of the enemy that is agitated and tensed up.